Hello my friends, and welcome to another playthrough of the Rangers of Shadowdeep The Burning Light with me, Owen Staton. Now, you may have noticed that my voice isn't what it should be. The reason for that is I am COVID positive, but thankfully we are socially distanced, so I don't need to wear a mask and you are perfectly safe. But after a tough couple of days, I've decided that I need to try and amuse myself in some way, and you guys, and I've decided to play this game of Rangers of Shadowdeep, the next scenario in this ongoing campaign. So thank you for joining me tonight, and please forgive my croaky voice. If you didn't watch the interlude that I posted last week, please do that, because my party here, led by Gawroon, the bringer of the light, suffered a really nasty setback and a tough adventure last time at the ruins of the ruined chapel, but they've managed to rest up, and here they are in the courtyard of the convent of St Emilia. We're still looking for the Decanter of St Emilia, a magical item that could be able to push back the Shadowdeep and cause us to perhaps have a brief reprieve from this darkness that's come to engulf us all. The party are all quite badly injured, even with resting up and with healing potions, and with Gawroon going up a level. They are all only on half hit points. So this looks like being a tough scenario. Excuse me. Okay, so here we go. What's it going to be? I'll read out the introduction as printed in the lovely Rangers of Shadowdeep book. Got mine in the comic shop in Swansea. Probably one of the best investments I've made throughout this whole lockdown period. So sit back, let your cares, your troubles, your strifes just melt away for a little bit, and join me here in the convent of St Emilia. The Shadowdeep is looming all around us, but here there is adventure. Here stories will be told, and here the party will move on and do what they can to make the world a better place. However, this is what we have to deal with. A grim scene is revealed as you step into the courtyard. Bodies lie everywhere. A few guards, but mostly nuns. They have been torn and hacked down, and their bodies left to rot where they lie. A fountain filled with dark water sits in the middle of the yard, and a large broken cart off to one side. Proceeding further, you hear the dry crackle of old bones as 4 skeletons rise from amidst the carnage and turn their eyeless faces in your direction. Wow, okay. Well, as you can see, we haven't got a fountain, but we have a statue of St Emilia there. There's an item at the top here that we could explore. The broken cart, which is there, and there are 2 treasure items which are represented by these blue gems at either side of the courtyard. As our adventurers move onto the table, we can see there are 4 skeletons in the centre of the table here, who all spring to life, their crickety bones leaping together. And up in the top corner here are 2 other skeletons, skeletal knights, better armed and deadlier than their skeleton brethren here. So, here we go. We start the game by using the ranger. Gawroon is our ranger, the bringer of the light. He was badly injured in the last adventure, saved by Quen the archer here. But he has risen up and he is ready to do battle once more. So what does he do? Okay, he steps forward onto the table, takes 1 move to move forward, and then using one of the spells at his disposal, he has the spell Magic Bolt, which is a +5 magical bolt. He utters a language as old as the mountains and casts at the a skeleton in front of him there. He rolls a +5 roll on the white dice. The skeleton, using the cards which I have here, once again, thank you to my friend Sid for providing those. The skeleton has a save of +0, so it's a 5 advantage for Gawroon. But he starts badly with a roll of 6, but the skeleton only with a 4. So Gawroon scores 11. A bolt blasts from his hand, hitting the skeleton square in the chest. Skeleton's armour is 10. So the armour gets through, and he only has the 1 wound, 1 hit. So the skeleton is blasted away by the bolt from the chosen one, the bringer of the light. Things start well. Second turn is the companion's turn. Now, any companions within 6 inches of Gawroon can make a move. You may notice, avid followers of our previous games, that Chi-Chi, the scout, isn't here. Well, when I rolled at the end of the game last week, he is unavailable for this scenario. So, unfortunately, we're having to do battle without Chi-Chi. But here we go. I'm going to go with Quen, our hero from last time. What an adventure she had. What a game. She moves forward and bringing up her bow. She shoots at this skeleton coming on in front of us there. Quen is full of confidence. Her shoot is +2. She has a white dice. Look at that, 19. The skeleton rolls a 19 as well. What's the chances of that? You could probably tell me. But with her shoot of 21, skeleton +0 is 19. She wins, beats his armour by 11 and shoots him dead straight away. We are on fire, ladies and gentlemen. We are on fire. Creever, the swordswoman, brandishes her sword, embarrassed by what happened last time. She moves forward for one move. We have Kopek, Thunder Calls. He comes forward. A bowman also. He is intrigued and supported by what Quen does, so brings up his bow to fire at this skeleton. He scores an 8. He has a shoot of +2, I believe. Let me just check that for you. I actually wrote these out for the first time today. Okay, Kopet has a shoot of +2, so he scores 10 to the skeleton's 9. So he does hit him, but it doesn't get past his armour, and boom, embeds itself in his shield, and he drops to the floor. Zor, the barbarian, another one who did not exactly cover himself in glory, strides forward, and Halbrek, the conjurer, steps forward as well. Now Halbrek has the fireball spell, but he doesn't want to use that because it's more of an area effect weapon, so he's rather going to wait until the creatures are a little bit closer together before he does that. Right, the skeletons. This one will move towards Zol. This one moves towards our friend there. And we have these two, each moving forward as well, coming forward towards the nearest enemies. And that, my friends, is the end of turn 1 of this game today. So, at the end of the turn, I have here the cards, which are part of the game, and the cards will produce a random encounter. I'll shuffle them again just so that we can see that they have been shuffled properly, and I'll draw the first card off the top of the pile, which is the 4 of clubs. Now that's a Shadowdeep card, which means it's not one of the scenario ones, but comes from the actual Shadowdeep deck, which is at the back of the book here. 4 of clubs, a cloying mist rises from nowhere, making it hard to see more than a few yards in any direction. The maximum line of sight is reduced to 8 for the rest of the scenario. A cloying mist drops like a shroud, my friends. The archers try to push it from their eyes, but still they cannot see a great deal in front of them. This battle is going to be tougher than they first thought. It's turn 2. But here we go, it's turn 2. Let's go, let's move forward. We start with the Bringer of the Dawn. He wants to rid the world of evil, so now rushes forward to attack this skeleton. Oh, but the skeleton rolls a 20 compared to his 7. So, oh dear me. Okay, the Bringer of the Dawn, he scores +7, 7 + 5, 12. The skeleton scores a score of 20. Wow. Hits Gawroon where he least expected it. His confidence was high. He rushed forward. He has an armour of 12, so he's still hit for 8 points of damage. His current health is 9. So, wow. He is staggered back for the blow by the skeleton, causing him to step back, badly wounded. Forced back. He turns in horror. Things haven't changed, have they? Not at all. Okay, Zor, stride forward and try and save what we got here. Okay, Zor, fight +4, skeleton +0. Zor scores 15 to the skeleton score of 12. So Zor beats the skeleton by 5 points. Okay, the skeleton's armour is 10. So boom, again, 1 hit point. The bones are rattled and cast aside as the skeleton falls to the ground, dying a second death right in front of us. Kopek, Thunder Calls, fires his bow at the skeleton knight. Scores a 10, He's got a +2 to that, gives him 12. Skeleton Knight only scores a 3 and has a +3, so that gives him a 6. So 10, 12. Again, the arrow fires true, but this time the Skeleton Knight's armour, although it clunks and shuffles through the mist, first of all, yes, it is within 8 inches, otherwise I wouldn't be able to fire at him. Luckily, the armour tosses the arrow aside and the skeleton carries on coming. Oh, right, okay, here we go. I've done Copet, I've done Gawroon, Creever. Here you go. Creever rushes forward to do battle with this skeleton. She's a mighty swordsmaster. Score of +4. What a shot. 19. That means she hits a critical hit. Skeleton scores a score of 8. He's an armour of 10. And boosh! His bones are set asunder, flying all over the place. What a great hit from someone who's underperformed so far in our adventures. Quen. She moves forward 6 because she can't see through the dim and grounding fog that's all around. Skeleton Knight is now within 8 inches. She fires, but it shoots off into the mist. We don't see anything at all. And Halbrad comes forward then. Again, he chooses not to use his spell on this occasion. Okay, Skeleton Knights. Out of the darkness he comes in order to battle with Quen, our hero from before. He's got a fight of +3. Quen has got a fight of +2, I believe. Let's have a look. Where is she? Quen +2. So it's an advantage to the skeleton. And it's a good hit as well. 16 with the +3. Her score is merely 4. Her armour, Quen's armour is 12 though. So he's hit her for 4 points of damage. Current health is 7. So she's staggered back with a hit, taking her down to 3 hit points. Good hit from the Skeleton Knight. Okay, this skeleton here moves towards Zor and does battle with him. Zor's fight is +4, Skeleton's fight is +3. So it's a close run thing, but Zor has really pulled it out of the bag with an 18. Skeleton rolls a 10, only 13. Whoa. Zor scores a score of 22. The Skeleton's 13. Skeleton has an armour of 13, so is hit for 7 points of damage, but the Skeleton Knight, just like his skeleton friend, is shattered by that blow. What a blow. Okay, that's the end of turn 2. Wow, what a quick turn that was. We're going to fly through this. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, while I just take another sip of my tea. I'm glad you can join me here at the time between times. It's good to have company when I play these games, and I'm really glad that you can join me. You might know as well, I have a storytelling channel. It's Time Between Times Storytelling, and it's also on YouTube. Also have a podcast under the same name, so please check those out if you want to see me tell some more tales, hopefully when I'm feeling a bit better as well. Turn 3. Oh no, the cards, which I left on the board quite badly. It's another Shadowdeep card this time, right? Okay. Another Shadowdeep card. The 9 of Clubs. What evil fate awaits us this time, at the end of this turn? 9 of Clubs, the heroes feel an unnatural breeze, and a thick cloud of ash moves across the table. For the next 2 turns, each hero must take a will roll, target number 12, before it activates. If it fails, it receives a maximum of 1 action. Furthermore, the maximum line of sight for the next 2 turns is 8 inches. Well, we know that anyway. So unless I pass a will test, I'm not going to be able to do more than 1 action. However, there is only the 1 evildoer on the table at the moment. So what we can do is start exploring exactly what we have here. So Gawroon is going to make a will test. He is the chosen one. He has a will of +2. No, he doesn't. Let me have a look. His will is +4. Yes, 19. He couldn't be more willful. So he has both his moves. He moves up to the fountain here, or the statue as it is, and according to this, point A, standing in the middle of the dark water, the fountain, well, standing in the middle of the grounded earth of the statue of St Emilia. In her hands, she holds the Decanter of Burning light. Make a perception roll. Target number 6. If the result is 6 or greater, see roll 315. If the result is 10 or greater, see note 307. If the result is 16 or better, see note 8989. It's like the old Fighting Fantasy game books here, isn't it? So, he's going to make a perception roll. He has a perception of +3, Gawroon. So let's see what he's got. 18. So he gets the best one. Note 989. Here I go to the back of the book. 989. Judging by the ruined stump of the statue's arm, oh well, and the fragments that lie scattered about, the statue's other hand used to point to the library. You search a bit further and find a small jeweller's hammer laying nearby. Whilst it's obvious this was used to smash the statue's arm, it is quite a dainty tool for any servant of the Shadowdeep. Finally, you find the statue's other hand, lying nearly intact. It now sits behind the statue on the ground, pointing in the opposite direction that it once did. Gain 12 experience points. Wow. Well, there's a bit of a clue for us as to what might be about. Okay. Anyone within 6 inches can move again and move before the skeleton. So that's everyone apart from, Kopek as well. We're okay. Kopek, will check. It's failed. Just one move for him. Moves to the bottom of this here. Zor, he passes. Takes a move to there and will now try to climb target number 10 to the top. Oh, just about. He managed to stagger to the top of this building, looking for the treasure there in front of him. Okay, the 3 here, Quen, who is badly wounded, is going to rush over and check out this bit of information here that we have. It is D. The shack is locked. That's this ruin here. Make either a picklock roll, target number 8, or a strength roll, target number 15 to open the door. Right then, Quen. I believe Quen has got tracking, but anyway, she's going to try and pick the lock with a target number of 8. Here she goes. She fails, so she's going to carry on trying next turn. Very good. Kiriva charges in to do battle with the skeleton. She did really well, that 20. She is absolutely on fire. He only rolls a 5. She has hit him. His armour is 13, which is high. So that's 7 plus 4 for her skill is 11 plus 3 for the mighty blow is 14. Wow, just blows the skeleton apart. Absolutely destroys him. Okay, and Halbert, here we go. He's going to start making his way, taking 2 moves. So that's a 9-inch move altogether, up towards the treasure up here. There's also the cart here, which we can look at. Take off the card, Owen, and draw another card. Another Shadowdeep card. Perhaps I didn't shuffle these as well as I thought. Let's see what happens here. It's the 5 of clubs. The heroes feel a strange tingling, and suddenly all the monsters they are facing seem to gain new strength. Next turn, all evil creatures gain +2 fight. Well, thankfully, the board is clear of evil creatures, so nobody will gain that +2 fight. So anyway, let's go into turn 4 as we battle onwards. Right. Really enjoyed this campaign. It's been a source of great amusement, and I can really recommend it. When I first started playing Rangers, I thought, would I play this if I wasn't filming it? But actually, yeah, I would. I would play it because it's given me a great deal of pleasure. I've painted a lot of figures for it. I'm using figures that I never used before. So if you've never been a solo gamer, something you never fancy doing before, give it a go, because it really makes a difference and it's something you can really enjoy, whether you film it or not. Okay, here we go. We've checked out that area. He is going to start he's going to stay there. In fact, the Bringer of the Dawn feels that maybe this is a place that has been cleansed. This is a place where he has done well. So anyone within 6 inches of him can move, but as there are no evil creatures, we can all move. So Quen is going to try and pick the lock again, target another 3. She fails that as well. Zor is going to examine this point of interest here. Let us see. This shack is locked. Make a pick rock roll or a strength roll to open the door. Okay, so it's the same as here. He's going to make a strength roll, actually. Target number 12, because his strength is +4, sorry. Boosh! Smashes the chest open. And he has been successful. C note 238. Here we go. 238. Inside the shack, a large hound is chained to the wall. At any point during the scenario, one hero adjacent to the shack may make a leadership roll. If successful, the hound joins the party, acting as a free companion for the rest of the mission. Otherwise, the hound runs off when it is released. Either way, gain 6 experience points. Make a leadership roll. 11. The hound is there, but the hound, unfortunately, will not join us on this occasion. He just snarls and barks and cowers away from our heroes, knowing that he has been stuck here for a long time, knowing that he has been trapped in the Shadowdeep. But Zor knows, even though he won't follow him along to the next adventure, the hound will be freed of this hell that he has been living in. But until that time, he must carry on. Halbrand moves forward there. There is some writing on the wall, and now he is going to check out what it says. As he walks forward through the gloom, he feels a darkness cowl upon him. Something in his soul stirs, and he looks forward. A line of text, written in some ancient language, has been hastily scrawled across the wall. Make a read runes roll, target number 15. Okay. He's got +4 to read, +3 to read runes, but cannot decipher it this turn. Right, doesn't know what to do. Kriva. Move forward to there. And at the end of the turn, we draw a card. A red card, a scenario card, the 6 of Hearts. What does the 6 of Hearts mean for us here in the courtyard? Let's see. Right. I wish I wouldn't keep putting the book down and the page wasn't there, you know, but hey, pressure's right when you're on the stage, isn't it? Here we go. She has, what am I doing? Oh, C, yeah, 6. Red 6, a ghoul flinger on a random corner of the table. 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20. 1 to 5, ghoul flinger over there. Well, there's some evildoers back on the table, and this one has just emerged from the darkness to move in with us. Right, next turn. Okay. The Bringer of the Dawn will also start moving in this direction. Maybe it's time we moved on as quick as we could. Quen will try and break the lock, which she does. She breaks the lock on the piece of interest, and there we'll have a look. What can she find? 151. No, it's not that one. This one is 444. This shack contains gardening tools, most of which are old and in poor repair. However, there is one sickle that still has a keen edge. Sickle counts as a hand weapon and can be carried by anyone who can use one. Gain 2 experience points. I wonder whether it was worth it, but there we go. She starts making her way up in a move away from there. Zor will try and leadership with the dog once. Yes! He will follow him. So he climbs down, followed by his now faithful hound. Oh. The hound, Kopek, they meet at the bottom, start moving their way towards here. Halbrand will once again try and decipher, and he does so, the ancient text on the wall. The approaching ghoul flinger will do that to you, my friends. It'll make you work quickly. It will spur you on. A bit like trying to find a page in here. Here we go. In the courtyard. What does the writing say? A line of text. Note 649. Note 649. Here we go. The line reads, "It was moved." Gain 6 experience points. It was moved, eh? But now, taking the time to stay here amongst the darkness, taking the time to stay here amongst the detritus of this area. This ghoul flinger moves forward. I'm going to attack Halbarad. Okay. Ghoul +2. Oh, but he manages to avoid. 14 to the ghoul's 7, so that's 9. So Halbarad manages to avoid his blow, but calls out to his comrades, "Help! We are still under attack!" End of the turn, draw a card. The ace, the red ace. What is going to bring us out of the darkness with the red ace? Let's find out. Okay. Red ace is place 3 skeletons in a random corner of the table. 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20. 1 to 5. Always here. 3 skeletons. Halbarad now does start to panic as these skeletons march out of the darkness towards us. That changes things a bit, my friend. Although we only have this place to explore and then we can leave. That's been examined. That's the hound. That's been examined. That was the sickle. So, Gawroon, bringer of the night, bringer of the dawn. What are you going to do? He's going to move forward 6 inches, which is his move, to the cart, and he's going to have a look what's in the middle of the cart. Number B, a large cart sits quietly in the corner. One of its large wooden wheels smashed beneath it. You can just see a long, slender arm poking out from one corner. Make a strength roll. Target number 12. Let's see if he's successful. Gawroon's strength is not listed as anything, so 12 we will need. He tries to lift it, but fails. Calls back to Creever, who comes forward to do the same. She'll try and lift it. Both of them strain and struggle, but still it can't be lifted. Okay. Anyone within 6 inches, that's nobody now, so it's now the villain's turn. This skeleton comes forward to support the ghoul flinger and will actually attack Halbarad there. He gets +2 because of his support and his fight +1, but luckily he rolls a 1 to Halbarad's +4, so it's a drawn game, so both of them stay where they are. This one moves forward to attack the hound. Hound spins round. He's only now been freed, but still. The hound scores 13 to his 7. Hound, let me have a look at hounding companions. I believe the hound will be a handy companion to have, and one that may be able to see off the skeleton here if my calculations are correct. Let's see what he's got. Okay, hound, fight +0. The skeleton has an armour of only 10, so yes, taking a bone in his mouth, the hound manages to slay that skeleton. And this one, though, is out of range, but moves towards the hound in that way. Needs some help, doesn't he? Needs some help. Kopet, thunder calls. Steps forward, brings up his bow, fires at the skeleton. It's a great shot. 17, +2 is 19. The skeleton does a great job of trying to defend himself. But the score of 19 means he's going to do more than 1 hit point to the skeleton and brings it clattering down with an arrow jutting through its ribs. Okay, the ghoul flinger is going to attack. Hang on a second, he's moved. The ghoul flinger didn't have a go last time, so I missed him out sadly. So here he goes. He rolls a 7 to Halbarad's 8. So no, the ghoul flinger does no damage there. He's managing to hold them off valiantly there. Okay, Quen has got a move of 7. She makes her way up here. Not quite able to get there and help at the moment. And Zor is going to move around and attack the skeleton. He gets +4. Scores a 10. So hits the skeleton, who only scores a 2, but doesn't do enough to get through his armour. And that takes us to the end of the turn once more. Draw a card. Oh, ace, I put that one back in the wrong place. 3, red 3. A pair of zombies explode out of the fountain. That's dramatic. Any hero adjacent to the fountain should make a move roll, target number 20. Luckily, nobody is. If only one hero fails, place both zombies in combat with it. 2 heroes fail. Okay, so no, we've just got 2 zombies have just risen from within the remains of the fountain. Okay, we'll have one there, and we'll have one here. They managed to just climb out of the gravel or the dirt in front of them and bring themselves onto the table. Oof, dramatic stuff. Okay, Gawroon, Bringer of the Dawn. He's going to try and, supported by Creeper, lift this, so that gives him a +2 to his roll. Sorry. 17. Yes, he manages to lift the cart to see this arm that's sticking up underneath. Let's see what happens when he does that. C note 9, 8, no. Line of text, check is that. Cast cut 151. Roll 151. What have we got? You lift the cart, shift it about, revealing the body of one of the nuns. It is unclear how she died, and you don't have the heart for further investigation. However, a small leather bag lies next to her, and in it you find a potion of healing. That's good. This can be used now or given to any hero. Takes up an extra item slot as normal. Gain 3 experience points. Good stuff. Okay, we've explored everything we need to explore here, so I think we need to move on, and we need to move on quickly. However, only the heroes within 6 of me have got their turn now. Quen turns around. Is this zombie more than 8 inches away? No, she can fire at him. So the zombie gets fired at by Quen. It's a 1 though, and an arrow shoots off into nothingness. Okay, it's now the evildoer's turn. This one will fight with Zor. Scores a 17. So that gives him a fight of +1, that's 18, to Zor's 16. So Zor's been hit and hit quite badly. Zor has an armor of 11, so he's got 18. That's 7 points of damage. His current health is 7. Falls to the ground, injured. Ouch. Kopet is attacked from behind by the zombie. Spins round at the last moment as out of the mist the zombie comes towards him. Oh, Kopet scored 17. The zombie also scores 17, so it's a draw there. This one here starts shuffling towards Quen. Won't make it this turn. And the Ghoul Flinger is still in combat there. Scores a 10. That's not enough to get through his armour. This fight is the battle for the ages, isn't it? The eternal battle. But what I can see is happening here is that we are getting stuck. And now 4 of hearts is drawn. So what is going to happen now? Well, let's have a look. The longer we stay here, the more evil from the Shadowdeep is coming about us. And that is causing us no end of problems. This red 4, that's the wrong scenario though. Red 4, place a skeleton knight and 2 skeletons in a random corner of the table, 1 to 5, etc. 15 plus. So it's 10 to 15 here. Skeleton knight and 2 skeletons. We need to get out of here and get out of here quick. We're on really low hit points. We don't know how long we're going to be able to stand up to all of this. And the evil is creeping in on us. Okay, that's the end of that turn. Right. Here we go. We need to get Zor out of here as well, don't we? We need to rescue him. Take him off the board. There's someone who I think can do that as well. Kopek, you are the future. You are the lead of this mission. It is time you left. He leaves the table. On to the next scenario. Within 6 inches of him, Quiver follows him. And then backing off, Quen follows. Remaining within 8 inches of the zombie, taking a shot as she does so. She misses as the arrow fires off. Okay, evildoers. These will move on. A full move. This one moves towards Quen. This one will do battle with a hound. This one does battle with them and there. Okay. Hound and skeleton. Skeleton scores a 20. A 20. By the gods. That is one mean skeleton. Oh, the hound. Me and the hound are cursed. He has an armour of 10. Skeleton scores 21 with his skill. He only has a health of 6. He knew freedom. for the briefest of times, and now has been slain. Zol is vulnerable now. Thunder calls. We did not answer. 5 and 3. We win the combat by 1, but it's not enough damage to do anything to anyone. Halbrad and the Flinger. Halbrad scores a 13 to the Flinger's 4. That's a hit. This Flinger is hit back, although it's still got plenty of hits left available there. Okay, Kopek, what are you going to do, my friend? Zol can't be left. We cannot leave him to the evil here. Rushes forward, uses his second action to pick him up. He's now on a half move. He's going to fire his fireball at that zombie there. 13 plus 4, it gives him a 17. Zombie has got a 17 as well, so yeah, he does nothing. Does nothing. Boom! Lights up the sky for just a moment, but nothing is done. Things could turn badly here very quickly as another turn ends. This skeleton comes forward. A fight there. 10, 11. Knocks him back. Right. Another card. The 5. Place a tortured soul on top of the card. Gosh. They're coming thick and fast now, aren't they? Oh, right. This is a dangerous part of the convent. Somewhere we can't stay any further. The next turn. Ranger has left the table, so therefore the evildoers are going first. Double move. Double move. Double move. Attack. Supported attack. 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 Okay. Kopek. This skeleton will fight. 12 to 17. Skeleton scores 18. Kopek scores 15. He is hit. He has an armour of let me see. He has an armour of 11. Hit for 15. He's been hit by 4. His current health is 4. Falls to the ground under the heavy blades of the zombies and skeletons. Okay, yeah. A 7 and a 2. Again, nothing happens there. Quen here in battle does a miraculous hit. Okay, she scores a 15. That gives her 17, 13. So that's 7 hit points against the zombie, knocking it back, but it's still alive. 10 hit points each on those. Okay, companion's turn. She calls, Quen calls across. Halbarad, Halbarad, save yourself. But if you can, do not leave our companions to the evildoers. Do not leave our companions to these beasts of the Shadowdeep. And she follows Kopek further into the convent. Halbarad, he looks at the gap, looks at the 2 fallen figures, looks at the ghoul flinger in front of him, and out of the mist he can see further undead beings approaching. He turns tail and he leaves the board. Darkness falls on the table, my friend. 2 of our companions have been left behind. The place is teeming with evil. But some of our companions have left. We will find out what happens next. We will find out what fate befalls us. Thank you for joining me this evening. Diolch yn fawr. I hope next time I will be in a better voice. Please leave some nice comments. Please subscribe, like, and please check out the storytelling channels. Thank you ever so much for watching. I really enjoyed. Sinister turn, hasn't it? Take care.